What's up, everyone? Just got a package in the mail, and it's so cool that I had to come on and do a quick video of me unboxing the 2025 Japanese special editions of Debut, 7800, and Slippery. So we're gonna go through each one real quick and share some of my excitement here. These are pretty cool releases. So the first one is the Debut. Look at this. So when they announced, they announced this like maybe 4 weeks ago. Japan always gives the coolest releases of these albums. And so they announced this about a few weeks ago, and each one has some outtakes, has some live tracks. So yeah, let's get started. So it was announced that these are going to be CDs, and they are. And we'll get to that in just a second. But anyway, so this is the first one, the Debut. Beautiful cover. I mean, they're pretty big. I mean, they're kind of in between the size of a CD case and a vinyl. I don't know the dimensions. So this is the cover. Same back as we know it as. So we kind of open it, and a lot of cool artwork inside. Now, one key thing, we're going to talk about the outtakes, we're going to talk about the live tracks, but they are not listed on the album for some reason, just the standard album, but there are a lot of goodies on these. So a lot of people are confused because online right now it shows that it's a record. It's not a record. It's actually just a piece of paper. But this is the CD. So on both ends, you could take the CD off. So it is a CD, but there's 2 discs. So we'll get into the tracks in just a second. But some of the cool Japanese artwork. So this was the single artwork for Runaway. Oh, I dropped that. One of the single artwork for Japan, this was the single artwork. It was different in America and other countries, but this was the artwork for She Don't Know Me in Japan. Just some information, lyrics and stuff. We've seen this photo a bunch of times. Love it. Great band photo. And so that's pretty much it for the Debut. The live track. So the first disc is just the standard album. No outtakes that were put on this. So just the standard album. It is enhanced audio, so it does sound really good. The second disc has, so we got a release of this last year, the 40th anniversary of the Debut album. It included the Runaway demos, the Comeback demo, and some live tracks we've heard before. So this is kind of similar in a way. So it does have all the Runaway demos, has the comeback reference vocal version, and then has some 1984 live tracks, which I love. Has Roulette, Shot Through the Heart, Runaway, and Breakout live. It sounds really good. And then the next one is 1700 Fahrenheit. Look at that. Always love this album cover. I think it's just so cool. There's really awesome band photo as well. So the artwork didn't change on any of the albums. But if we open this one up, let me put Debut off to the side here so it doesn't get ruined. So 7800, love this band photo. Japanese artwork for Only Lonely single, pretty cool. Obviously we've seen all these photos on every release, just a compilation of photos. They actually do give you, so this is actually I don't know why they didn't package it like that, but this is actually the sleeve cover for the record/CD. Probably my favorite thing about this release is this artwork here, The Price of Love. This is actually a really hard single to get. It's one of the rare Japanese versions of Price of Love. Love the band photo. This is I think the last single, and was only released in certain countries, but that's pretty cool there. Lyrics, and then one of the artworks for In and Out of Love, pretty cool. I think in America we only got we got the album cover, but it said In and Out of Love at the bottom. In other countries they got really cool artwork like this. And then obviously you have the 2 CD right there. So on this one, this is where it gets pretty cool. On the first CD you get the album, and then you get one outtake from the album, Reroll the Night. Pretty cool song. The second disc, you get a Live from Tokyo 1985. So there's Tokyo Road, Roulette, Breakout, Only Lonely, Shot Through the Heart, Silent Night, Hardest Part is the Night, Runaway, Burning for Love, and Get Ready. awesome concert, and I'm glad we have it on a CD now. Because we've had bits and pieces of that concert on different releases, specifically for debut special releases and 7800 releases. So it's kind of really cool that we got it all on one disc now. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then another great one is Slippery. Now, what I love about it, obviously because we're celebrating the Japanese editions of these, they use the original cover of Slippery When Wet. So different cover, not the trash bag cover, but the busty woman, I think her name was Angela, that Mark Weiss shot. Photo of the band. I love that band photo. So we open it up, and let's see, where do we start here? Got the yellow sleeve. You know, there's a yellow sleeve and then there's a red sleeve. In these editions, it's just the yellow sleeve. But, you know, just the lyrics, you know, obviously this is the sleeve for the CD, which is right here. Lyric, oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Single artwork for Wanted Dead or Alive. So this was actually the original concept idea when they first started thinking about this album. You know, but actually this doesn't have the scruff look. So I had to correct myself that there was the scruff look with the title Wanted Dead or Alive. Obviously when they did the single, they were clean shaven here and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Love this band photo. I think this is awesome. Pretty cool. Single artwork for Living on a Prayer, which there was a ton of different prayer singles. It had different artwork, and this is actually one of the rare ones. It's pretty hard to find. So it's pretty cool to have that as a part of this set. And then this is Bad Name artwork for Japan. So pretty cool. And then, you know, lyrics. And then, okay, right here we are. So I had all this because there's a lot, and I can't memorize it just yet. So the first CD is the standard album, which sounds spectacular. I think it's been remixed and it sounds great. And we get 3 outtakes. We get Borderline, John vocals, Out of Bounds, which we've gotten on the 100 Million Bon Jovi Fans Can't Be Wrong box set. And then Edge of a Broken Heart, which was also on that box set. And I'll say it a million times, it is a crime Edge of a Broken Heart was not originally put on Slippery. And then it also includes demos of Prayer and Wanted, and the 2024 mix of Prayer and Raise Your Hands, which we got on the special edition this year. I think that special edition came out last December. It was released last December, and so that's on this. The second disc is live tracks, and so this kind of so Bad Name is live in 1986. I think this was actually a TV performance. It just says live 1986 in the description. So, but if my memory serves, I think this was a TV performance when they first started performing this for TV appearances. And then there's Wild in the Streets, Prayer, Bad Name, live in Cincinnati, 1987. I actually love this concert, so I'm glad we got some of these live tracks from this concert now. Wanted in Prayer from 1987. Let It Rock from New York, 1987. I was actually because the New York, I think it was the Coliseum show. That show is actually spectacular. A lot of great performances, and I was kind of bummed that they only put Let It Rock from that concert on here. And this is where things kind of get interesting, because like from the first album, 7800, you get live tracks from that era. And that's what I love about this Slippery one too. And I love these performances, don't get me wrong, but we have Bad Name, Prayer, live in Milton Keynes, 1993, and then Wild in the Streets, Never Say Goodbye from Tampa, 1993. Now, I'm not complaining because I love these live tracks. Would have been kind of cooler, though, if they would have put live tracks from the Slippery tour on here, especially of Never Say Goodbye. So, but, you know, at the end of the day, I love these releases. They are super awesome. I'm glad I have them now, part of the collection. And if you haven't already gotten them, especially for people that are outside of Japan, my recommendation is order them from CD Japan. They are legit. I always get my Japanese releases from them, and they ship super fast. They're great. And obviously, if you're in Japan, you know where to get them. You could also look for people that are outside of Japan, you could also look on eBay. I'm starting to see some, sellers sell them on eBay. So just look around, you'll find them. They're really cool releases. I highly recommend them. And thanks for watching.